I don't know why I thought it was going to be Instagram. Okay, let's go.
Hey, we are live.
Hey.
We are live. I'm always like, oh, I need music. I need music to start us, and I never have my music ready. I swear, y'all, one of these sessions, I'm gonna have music ready to welcome y'all into the space because we've been in here chilling. We've been in here cracking up, enjoying and loving on each other like we do. Um, so excited to. Oh God, I'm so excited. I'm always happy to be in your presence. Y'all don't know, like this is it. This is everything
I
that you
love
need
it. I love
in
it. I
life.
love
Like
it.
us two together is always gonna be some shenanigans. Um, so it is noon on a gloomy Thursday. I'd have never I get
Gloomy
lost
Thursday.
week. A gloomy Thursday, but we are still celebrating Black History all month long, all month strong. And I am so excited to have you a part of my Black History kind of conversation, speaking tour. Um, we're gonna give people a few more minutes. I feel like I should find a song so we can hopefully get some folks to come on in here and join us. I'm gonna go here because this is what I'm feeling right now. Just for a little bit, y'all. Just for a little bit. Get your tea, get your lunch. Come on, get in this space with us. Let's have some good conversations, some good laughs, and celebrate Black History Month. All month long, all month strong. Get your coworkers to get on. Get your tea because y'all know I got mine. Because sometimes that's all we need to do.
Come on.
Who is she talking to? I just want to know. I'm in her business now. I feel wrong. I feel like I need a playlist. Should have been something super blacky black, but
This works too.
it does. It just
This is post Valentine vibe, right?
come through because sometimes you just do want to be down. Only you. Mm. Now, I know a bunch of our good folks are at work. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry. But this gonna stream live. We will have this posted on social media so you can always come back to it and watch this lovely conversation. Because we're gonna spill some good tea.
Yes, we are.
We're gonna have a good time. And you should be able to come back to it. Mm, mm, mm. I feel like I should be a background singer. I think I got it like that. Uh,
You would do good. Who would you do it for though?
who da who?
Who would you background sing for? Like, would it be
Jasmine
a
Sullivan.
Beyonce?
Jasmine Sullivan all day, baby.
Oh,
That's my
yes,
girl.
yes.
That's my
I can
girl.
see that.
I'm rocking
I can
with
see
Jasmine.
that.
Like, and for the thick girls, oh, Jasmine. Yes, ma'am.
I can see that.
I'm been there tearing it up with her. Uh, get your seat. Any of our followers that are out there that are missing us, please come on into this conversation. We love to have you. We gonna kick it off because I'm so happy just to have some of your time today, and I want to make sure that I respect your time because you are a busy, important person. Okay. All right. Again, folks, good afternoon. Happy Thursday. Is this like Thirsty Thursdays? Do people still do that? I'm like Taco Tuesday, one day on Wednesday,
Oh
Thursday.
yeah.
Or was it just a pandemic thing?
I thought
Somebody let
maybe
me
it
know.
was a pandemic thing.
Are we
Maybe I haven't
still
heard the Thursday yet.
Thirsty Thursday? One of my coworkers, she used to do Thirsty Thursdays. Also, we had staff meetings on Thursdays, so definitely most of them made me very thirsty. I should have been rocking with her on Thursday. But Anywho, thank you so much for those of you who are tuning in live. For our folks who are missing us live, I'm so sorry you missing us in real time, but definitely appreciate you coming back and taking a peek at this conversation on your own time. My name is Tanisha Jointer. I'm the founder of Invested Consulting Firm. At Invested Consulting Firm, we provide customized training to community partners and school districts across the country around healing center practices, and sometimes a little bit of stuff in between, depending on what it is that you need. But we are your one-stop shop for all things healing and wellness for community partners and school districts. As Black History Month was, kind of we revving up to Black History Month, and January. Why January seems like it lasts forever, y'all. And in
For
that
you,
for me,
it was this quick.
really, oh God, I was like, is it February yet? And then February, I feel like goes by this fast, but. So in January, my team and I, we were thinking about what did we want to do for Black History Month. And I just started to think about one, just my network and how blessed I am to have so many amazing people in my village, in my circle, in my world, in my phone, right, in my phone book. And I was like, yo, I know some pretty dope people doing some pretty dope stuff. Let me reach out because I just want to create space to celebrate the amazing work that folks are doing right here in my community. And I think it's so important for us. Sometimes we look for, the superheroes, and we look for, all of these folks that we think are like history makers and game changers, and we look out sometimes. And I just want to encourage us all to begin to look within, like, who do you have, what are you doing first of all, and who in your circles are doing amazing things, amazing work, and how can you support and celebrate them? And so that kind of got our spirits moving and percolating with this idea of history in the making speaking tour, because as y'all see, I am Black history, and I believe that my people are Black history as well. So I am so excited to kick this conversation off. I'm gonna allow you to introduce yourself, Miss Doctor. Y'all better catch that D-part in the front, okay? Okay. So I'm gonna let you introduce yourself and your business, and just and then we talk about how we met y'all, because this is crazy how meetings, how life aligns us with people.
Yes, crazy. Hello everybody. Thank you for joining us, especially this Black History Month. I hope you're making history wherever you are. My name is Dr. Feyi. I am a nurse researcher of my doctorate degree in nursing research. I am also the owner and creative maker at TeMi beads. I make waist beads that are used to adorn women, to make them feel beautiful, love themselves, set goals and intentions, and just thrive. That is the goal and the mission at TeMi beads.
I love it. I'm gonna tell my bead story in a minute, but let's talk about how we met. How
Let's just say Yvonne Orgy brought us together.
Shout out Yvonne. First of all, that comedy show was hilarious. So shout out to her for an amazing show. And so my homegirl Audrey got us tickets to the show. We love Insecure. Like, Issa Rae is I am Issa, okay? I should have been writing half of that season, because Issa, that is my life, actually. And I've been following Issa since the Misadventures of Awkward Black Girl. So that come into for I'm here for the whole team Insecure. And so my girlfriend, she gets us these tickets. We go to the show. We're like trying to find the best space in the house because it's standing only. And we peep game that there's a spot upstairs. And we run into the spot. And these people is already here. How y'all know about the flood? And we sit down, and y'all, let me tell you, it was like sitting at Thanksgiving with family. Like, the synergy was just so dope.
Perfect.
It was perfect. And even I don't even remember if people came in after us, because we were all like so connected and just really enjoying being in space with each other. And so I want to thank you and your husband for making us feel so warm and welcome and a part of this here.
And the bar was right there. The food was right there. It was
Come on, bar. Come on, bar.
It was perfect.
Come on, bar. And then we had and then I think I like Yvonne, I'm sorry, but I definitely snuck into the meet and greet. I was like, "Ooh, I'm gonna stand in this line, and I'm just gonna keep sliding and sliding and shimmying and shimmying, and ain't nobody pick me out the line." So I snuck in and I got my picture with Yvonne. But my girlfriend paid, so we didn't just cheat you out your money. I'm sorry,
No,
but we
no.
we had a really good time, and again, but for those of you out here who feel like, oh, my friend circle is my friend circle, your friend circle will absolutely change and evolve as you change and evolve and as you grow. So, don't be afraid to say hello to a stranger. My girl, Crystal Edwards, Winfield used to say, um, a stranger is a friend that I haven't had a chance to meet yet.
Yes, amen.
And so just
Amen.
remember that, y'all, like sometimes you just go past somebody and you never know how that quick hello can turn into a true sisterhood friendship bond. And so I just want to encourage us to make sure that we stop it and saying hello, because you never know who you meet. So let's get into this business. TeMi waist beads, which
Yes.
I am a fan. I am a fan and a purchaser, y'all. Like I have purchased. So let me tell y'all something. I know I'm gonna let you talk about your business first before I tell about the ignorant stuff I used to do and how I would text you random questions about my beads, because I am that person.
But that's what I was there. I mean, that's what I'm here for, is to answer questions about your waist beads,
So
answer questions
this
about anything regarding your waist beads. So it
So
was
just know,
absolutely fine.
people, you will never get a better bead extraordinaire, okay? Because I would text this woman and ask questions and be like, "Well, wait, mine's ain't doing this. Mine's done popped all off and exploded on the floor." But before we get into my tragedy, won't you just tell us about how did you get? How did this even come to you? How did this happen? What got you
I'm gonna have
into
to
this
go back
world?
in time. Let me take you back in time a little bit. So I am Nigerian, born and raised. Um, I'm the first child of my parents. And as the first child, I was never allowed to wear waist beads. That's a clear disclaimer, right? I was never allowed to wear waist beads because of the sensual nature that they, portray. And so, I always think about my parents as being very careful raising their first child and saying, oh no, we want her to be on the straight and narrow and be successful and blah, 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 blah. And not thinking that waist beads were going to be part of that. Now, my sister, who is 6 years younger than I am, has always, and the last child, who they didn't have as much time for, has always worn waist beads. Do you know what I mean? Like, confident, put it out there, she's good. And I'd always thought, oh, you get the chance to, but that's the tragedy of being the first child. So, okay. She had the opportunity to go to Nigeria a few years ago, and that was the one thing I asked her for. I said, could you bring me back some waist beads? I was on a weight loss journey, and I wanted to use those instead of my scale, which I hate with a passion, by the way. I hate the scale with a passion. I wanted to use the waist beads to track inches lost as opposed to focusing on the numbers, which fluctuate crazily and can be very anxiety inducing.
Mm,
So, she brought me back waist beads, and I was doing what I was supposed to do. And one day the beads literally fell off me while I
mm,
was in the bathroom, like just plop on the floor. I knew they had gotten loose, but I didn't realize how loose they had gotten. So I got up from the toilet seat and they just slid down my hips. And it was like, that whole, oh my God, this is a testament to the hard work you've been putting in on yourself, the commitment that you've made to yourself.
yeah.
And I truly wanted other women to experience that feeling, to not be dependent on the scale, causing that anxiety, causing that, oh my God, why did I just gain 2 pounds from yesterday? Not realizing it could be because you just had a little more salt and you retained water, right? Because that becomes the focus. I know people who step on the scale 3 times a day. I used to do it. It was like, okay, first thing in the morning, then midday, did you do too much? Then at night before you go to bed, just to make sure that you're on track. That was too much. Just for me, it was leave your waist beads on. When they got tight, I knew I was doing something wrong. When they got loose, I was on the right track. So I
Mhm.
truly wanted to have other women experience that. It's also for me a great way for me to affirm myself, you
Mm,
know, in the morning when I come out the shower, it's me, myself, in my full glory and my waist beads on. And I can tell myself, all right, we're about to go out into this world again today. You've got this. You're enough. You're loved. You have everything that you need. And if you don't have it with you, the Lord will provide as you go out in this world. You know what I mean? Like just that affirmation to strengthen and shore up your boundaries before you go into the craziness of the world. So that's how I got into the business.
I love that. And as you were talking, I definitely was kind of jotting some notes of some things that kind of brought up for me. Um, I definitely understand that, like, that journey of waist beads, especially with weights, because this is the first time in my life I've struggled with my weight.
Mm,
I think one other time I had gained some weight and like I was killing it. I was working out in the gym. I was doing all of the things, and I kept that weight off for about 6 years, and then COVID happened. And
mm-hmm.
that's honestly the beads is how I figured out that I was actually gaining weight. Because let me tell y'all something, this legging movement, I love leggings, but they are the devil. Yeah. First
They
of all,
keep stretching with
First
you.
of first of all, I need somebody to put something in the fabric so I know the front from the back. But that's a whole nother conversation. And then secondly, like they stretch with you. So as I was gaining my COVID 40 pounds, like I didn't realize that I was gaining 40 pounds because my leggings were stretched with me, but my beads were not. And
Yep.
when them beads popped off, like that was the moment that I realized, like, oh,
You don't lost your mind during this
you done
COVID
found
season.
out something, right? You keep messing around and you about to find something out, right? Um, but they were always such a joy and brought such confidence in my life. Prior to them popping off, right? I remember one set of beads you made me, and they started like up here, and as I was losing weight, they were making their way further down, and I was like,
Yes.
oh,
Oh.
because I think so often, especially in this world where it's so much, energy being pushed into fat shaming and body shaming and what you should look like, and what you should celebrate, right? Having something in your on your waist is that and your beads are so beautiful. They
Thank
are
you. Thank
so
you.
beautiful. The way the sun hit it, the way the lights hit it, the little charms that you can
I
sometimes put
try. I try so, so
they are
hard.
so beautiful. And I think that in that beauty of them, like you feel that beauty of from your beads radiating into your
Mm-hmm.
and the one thing that I can say again is like I felt like I knew that my beads were made with love, right? Just the care and the effort, the time,
You're
and the
going to
energy that
make me tear
into
up.
it. No, for real. Like I love my beads, and matter of fact, I'm gonna need to reorder for this new body, and hope that I can, see some dropping in those beads. So for those of you who have not experienced waist beads, like definitely check them out, get you some. Do you have an online store yet?
Yes, I do. I do. It's
Yes. So
TamiBeads.com.
can you
We'll
say
put
it
the
one more
information
time?
up. Tami Beads, TEMI Beads, BEADS.com.
And for those of you who are on Instagram, definitely follow her on Instagram. You are doing a number of pop-up shops, a number of events across the city. So you can definitely find her in person because you're gonna need that in-person love and spirit, as well as going online and ordering you some beads. But you actually made some for my sister. I sent her some the
Yes,
rainbow
you
one.
did. I
Yeah.
remember that. I
I'm
remember
like,
that.
wait a minute, because I remember shipping some too. So for out of town folks, y'all can get y'all some beads too. Those
Yes,
are
you
available
can.
to you too, because we do ship.
And I'm
Um,
happy to get on FaceTime afterwards because, it's just turn it on. But I understand that that can be concerning for people. Like, oh, how do I put this on me? We can arrange a FaceTime conversation, a video call, schedule one, and get you wasted virtually too.
I love that. I want to circle back to something in our conversation you mentioned about like just the as the oldest child being unable to wear the beads and the sexual nature of the beads. Because I do get that a lot. Like a lot of people associate with this adorning of the waist as this very sexual thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I just want us to talk through that a bit as a social worker, licensed clinical social worker, like I have a lot of like clinical thoughts about it, but just from even just a social standpoint of like this idea that these beads are sexual. How do we dismantle that belief or debunk that belief?
You know, it's the men. Like, I don't, there's no other way to say it because red lipstick can be sexualized.
Very true.
I mean, a short skirt is sexualized. For me, the waist beads are accentuating your body. One,
Yeah.
they're making you fall in love with yourself. They're helping you
Mm,
realize that, okay, this is the body that I own. This is the body that I am blessed to be within. It's forcing you to be grateful for who you are right now, even if you want to work on that. It
mm.
is not your fault, right? As a wasted woman, that it also draws attention. Um, Back home in Africa, it's a way to honestly draw attention as well. For some relationships, when they're getting married, they actually are doing you in the really thick waist bead. So they're really
Mm.
really thick in layers. So your waist is really highlighted, right? And your husband is the one who gets to cut those off on your marriage bed before you do the do. So
Oh,
yes, there is a sensual component, and there's a huge difference between sensual and sexual. There
yes.
is a sensual component
Yes.
to the beads. There is that I'm gonna walk by my man, and maybe he's gonna pull me back with my beads, and oh,
Yeah.
let's see what might happen after that. But it shouldn't be, oh, I see this woman with beads, and all of a sudden I have preconceived notions about her sexuality or what she will allow me to do or say to her. That's not what it is. That's never been what it is. It's
Yeah.
sensual. It's for us as women to discover our own feminine energy, but it's not for men to assume
Yeah.
that we are throwing out messages that we want to be spoken to a certain way or we want to be treated a certain way.
I love that. I love that it is a sensual expression, not this sexual invitation. I love
Mm-hmm.
thank you so much for that clarification
Absolutely.
and even that history just about the different beats because I definitely had no idea about that. Wanted to ask you some questions like being a business owner. So is listen, oh, being a business owner is its own thing and it is such a journey, and I think about it, especially being a black woman business, right? As a business owner and a black woman, right? The hoops and bounds and leaps that I feel like I'm often at times jumping through and navigating. I want you to think back to before you started this business. What were three things that you wish someone would have told you about being a business owner?
Hmm. Whew. People will not always automatically identify the magic you are sharing.
Mm,
Okay? For me, running a business is about sharing your passion and your heart, right? It's not just, and I mean, and for some other people, it may be different. It's not just, oh, I'm just here to make money. No, your passion, your talent, what God has handed into you inherently
yes.
as what you're supposed to do. If everything fell apart today and hospitals disappeared, because I'm a nurse, if hospitals disappeared, what is the talent that I have to share with people? It's making waste beads, getting you wasted, and hyping you up to get to the next level of what you're trying to do. It's helping you say, okay, this is the body I'm in, I'm loving it. Loving yourself, discovering how, setting your goals and intentions, just figuring out what that self-love, self discovery, that is what I enjoy doing. right? Now there's a component of nursing in it with the nurturing and the ability to educate you and all of that. But that is the gift that I have. So in my head, I thought I would just tell you I'm selling waist beads and this is how much they are and da 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 da. You have to be able to tell your story as a business owner. You have to
Mhm.
be able to share your knowledge willingly. You have to be able to wake up every day and still be passionate about what you are doing, right? You have to know that this is a lonely journey
Ooh.
and nobody else is going to be on it with you or understand what you're going through like another entrepreneur would. Do you know what I mean? You also need to know you need to ask for help as you go along, right? This is not a one man, I could do this all by myself. I don't have questions journey.
Mhm.
I had to learn that even last year because I had the opportunity to get into a business development class and realize, oh, Faye, you've been doing some things wrong, or you structured this, you should have structured this differently, or you should learn how to tell your story a little bit better, right? So that's one thing. Ask for help, be humble enough to receive it, be grateful for it. And then the last thing I would say is to know that people will be people. You are not for everybody.
Ooh.
I'm not for everybody, right? People have walked up to me at events and had me talk about the history of waist beads, why they should get wasted, how many waist beads I make, how long it takes for to wake the waist beads. Then they asked me where I buy the beads from, and then said, "Oh no, I don't think this is for me right now." And in my head, I'm thinking, why did I just talk to you for 15 minutes though? Like, but I've learned people will be people. And so that is part of my practice on how to talk to people, on how to, you know, sell the waist beads, on how to just be tolerant of what goes on in the world around me. So I would say with that, just set your boundaries, know your products, and know that they can make a difference, right? Know that what you are out here trying to give to the world can make a difference in the world and just kind of go from there.
I like it was so much in there that I was like, ooh, setting boundaries. You ain't for everybody. Ooh.
You're not.
Yeah.
You're not. It would be wonderful if I could just walk across the whole of Chicago and be like, you need to get wasted. You need to get wasted. You it would be great, but not everybody is going to see the magic. Nobody's going to see the need. And I need you. The reason that, okay, so the business name is TeMi. It means mine, right?
Hmm.
So the waist beads, when I make it, when I sit with my beads, when I create the waist beads, they're mine, right? When I put them on you, they're no longer mine, they're yours. And
Mm-hmm.
so I want that word mine to just be in their hearts and say, okay, this is my commitment to myself. This is my declaration of love to myself. And then they start this journey and set their intentions and know what they're doing and go for it, right? I can't do that work for you. You have to do that work. But then you also have to be willing to do the work. So people who are not willing to do any of the work, they're not for me. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
So that's what I mean when I say you have to know that not everybody is going to be your ideal client, your ideal customer. So you have to find that person.
And I love that you talked about like sharing what I heard because you use different words, but what I heard was like sharing your gift, right? In every package and every like it feels very much like a purpose, like a just a perfect a purpose driven journey for you, right? Like
Hmm.
every set of beads, every thread is made like with just this intent and this love and this care. um and just purposefully. And I think that in entrepreneurial world, like we sometimes our purpose is the bag.
Mm,
Right. Our purpose is we chasing that bag. I want the money and I don't care. And I think sometimes in that we miss the opportunity to truly like harness our gifts, because I don't think our gifts were just created and given to us for the purpose of the bag, right? Our gifts
it's
is
not.
that other piece of you that you should be putting into every piece of your product, every piece of your work, every time
Every
you go.
interaction with a client, every
Exactly.
interaction with a client.
Exactly.
I, my son, I have a teenager, and sometimes he'll come to events with me because I am trying to, teach him about public speaking, about entrepreneurship.
He's
He
great,
takes
y'all.
pictures for me. He does my reels. He's creative director. He has all these titles. I'm not gonna go into that right now, but but he'll come to events with me, and he'll be like, "Mom, you just wasted that woman. Why were you both like tearing up?" It wasn't in the tying the waist beads on. It was in the conversation we had leading up to that. It was in the conversations we had after that. It was in the, somebody's telling me that they're going through a divorce right now and they're using this as a way to just shore up their boundaries with their, ex significant other, and reminding themselves that they're on this different phase, this different journey. And this is a start for them. This is a brand new start for them. And I'm like, oh my God, like, okay, I'm crying now. Or the lady that I got wasted, who, she lifted up her shirt and she has this huge scar on her belly. And I'm like, oh my God, how did you get that? Her ex shot her
Damn.
multiple times. She had to have a colostomy bag, had to heal, right? And now she got wasted because she wants to adorn that scar, adorn her new body with this scar that's going nowhere, right? But she's celebrating her life at the same time. So for me, every interaction is an opportunity for me to learn. It's an opportunity for me to share my heart. It's an opportunity for me to encourage this person who could have been me, right? That we're on this journey together, and I'm not in your shoes, but I see how big they are, and I see that they hurt. And
Yeah.
I'm sorry that they hurt. So it's just that gift that I have to share.
So again, guys, when you are buying these beads from TeMi, like it's not just about the beads. It's literally not just about the beads and this, it is about the relationship. It is about
Mhm.
creating the space. It is about you being seen. It is an opportunity for you to be heard. It is an opportunity
Yes.
for you to celebrate, to heal, to thrive. It is an opportunity for you to evolve. And it's
Yep.
not just these beads that I'm putting on my stomach, right? It can be for some of you, right? But for those of us who are on journeys, right?
Yes.
Like this is more than just these beats that I'm putting on my body. When we before we went live, you were talking to me about the education part of it.
Mhm.
That you have as a nurse, right? You have been able to support people through some health
Yes.
work. Can you share that?
So, I am wrapping my hands around you, right? I am tying this waist bead on you. We're talking about the best place to place your waist bead depending on your intentions and your goals.
Mm.
And I had this one client who I was getting ready to tie a waist bead, and she just, I was like, honey, you have a hernia, right? I mean, not that she didn't know, it's obvious. But then I'm a nurse. And so that nursing part of me kicks in to be like, what are we doing about this? What are the plans? Have you seen a doctor? And through it, she was like, oh, my doctor said, to kind of wait, to see where it goes. Has it gotten bigger? Right? Is it painful now? Like, just palpating and feeling on it. And then I was like, maybe you need to seek a second opinion.
Hang tight, y'all. We have the little tech issues.
Okay, and we're back. to reach out to be like, maybe you need to seek a second opinion about this hernia, because you just having one doctor tell you, if it's not a problem, leave it alone. It could get entrapped. It could get, so many things could happen. So it gives me the opportunity to share my nursing knowledge and educate others as well. And the clients who know that I am a nurse are quick to be like, okay, Faye, this happened. What do you think? I can't give medical advice, but I can
Mhm.
share my opinion. Okay, I think you should
Mhm.
follow up with your doctor. I think you should
Mhm.
ask these questions, because
Mhm.
one thing that we lack is knowing what specific questions to ask and the
Yes.
different way to ask them to get the answers that we need, right? It's not just we tell you something and you just kind of go with the flow. I need you to ask questions. I need you to walk away from your interaction with your medical professional knowing exactly what to do, how to do, and being able to answer questions when your family members ask you as well. So if you get home and you say, "Oh, but the doctor just put me on a water pill," I need you to be able to tell me how many milligrams it was, why they switched your medication, what is the
Mhm.
plan with the old medication that you were on? Are
Mhm.
you stopping that one? What is the difference with this medication? What are the expectations with this medication? How long are we going to try it out for? And if it's not working, what are we going to do next? And those are conversations we should be comfortable having. Not just, okay, the doctor gave me this. I don't even know what it is. I don't know why I'm taking it, but they said to you, go use this medication. And I think my part of my role as an entrepreneur, not forgetting that I'm also a nurse, is being able to educate my
Mhm.
clients, is being
Mhm.
able to say, oh, you know what, you have an MRI coming up. They're probably going to ask you to cut these beads off. I don't want you to buy this right now. Let's wait until after your procedure, whatever, and then I'm happy to meet up with you and get you wasted. But let's not waste this money and this time when you're going to cut it off, because it's so painful to cut them off. It's
Yes.
painful to get them. You're so attached to your waist beads. You fall in love with them and your body, and then one day they're no longer there. Clients cry when they lose their waist beads, and I'm
I'm
like,
certain I cried.
I'm like, okay, hold on. Where am I gonna be? How can I get you wasted again? Because I know the emotional feeling of losing. It's almost like losing a huge part of yourself all of a sudden.
One of the questions that came up in the chat was about the emotional intelligence and the exercise thereof. And I asked for some clarification around that question, but I think we've alluded to it. But I definitely want to spend a little time talking explicitly about just the emotional part of waist beads, right?
Hmm.
For some of us who are struggling with body image um, concerns, with for those of us who are struggling or who have struggled with weight and weight loss, like we get so focused on, I think you talked about this early on, like the scale and the number. We
Hmm.
are working ourselves to just to the bone, to the
To a
core,
frenzy.
trying to to lose weight. The anxiety, the depression that oftentimes sets in. I can speak personally for myself, like the disappointment that I felt when after I broke these beads, right, when these beads popped off my body and I realized that I had gained 40 pounds. I was so completely disgusted with myself. and,
Hmm.
and if I'm very honest, like there are days sometimes now where I still look at myself like, oh my God, who is that person, right? Because I am the largest weight I've ever been in my life, and I've never really struggled with weight, not like this. And
Hmm.
so I think there is a true emotional connection to the beads, to the idea of the beads, and even the readiness that you have to be in to receive the beads, right? There has to be a readiness to either love, accept your body in a way that for some people, they have never experienced that in their life. To look at themselves,
Hmm.
see this beautiful adornment around their bodies and be able to accept that beauty is a compliment to who they are, right? So again, waist beads are not just these beads that just slap on your body, right?
Mm-hmm.
It is your declaration to yourself of your love for yourself, or your commitment, or your willingness to begin to love yourself, right?
Yes.
It is you saying to your body that you are worthy, and that I value and I appreciate you for all that it does for you, regardless of the size of it, right? And so there is an emotional journey that one has to be willing, or at least have a readiness or desire to go on when you begin with waist beads, because it will absolutely change your life. I know that your beads have definitely been a part of just my journey and my own
Mm-hmm.
personal healing. So um, I hope that answered your question. And I'm going to flip it back to you if you have any additional things to add when it comes to that emotional, just kind of, I want to say awareness, when it comes to beads.
I don't even know why I'm here because you just did all the talking, but
Because
but
it's your product and you the mom.
being wasted is truly an experience. I liken it to getting engaged, right? Right? Because
I love
then
it.
this man just gave you a ring as a declaration of love to the whole world. Everybody now knows, man, he don't put a ring on it. Like he loves her enough to put money together and go put a ring on it, right? It's the same thing. After you get engaged, you notice that you start talking a little bit more with your hands. Everybody's got to see
Come
the
on,
bling.
hands. Come on, hands.
Yes, you
Come on,
go get a
hands.
manicure offer. You schedule it. There's lotion in your car, in your purse. There's oil. Like we cannot be ashy around this ring. You gotta just keep it moisturized. You take a vested interest in your hands all of a sudden. Forget everything else, just so you other people can clearly see this declaration. When I first got engaged, I would be driving and my hand would be out the window. No joke, on the highway. These people don't know me, but the sun just got to glint a certain way so that they can be blinded a little bit for that split second. So that's why I liken it to being engaged, because when you get adorned, it's pretty much the same thing, right? You see the declaration.
Oh, no. Hang on one second, y'all. I'm certain Timmy is going to join us again. I'm like, I was just getting into this conversation, but definitely I'm here for it. Yes, ma'am. Come on,
So you
engagement.
see, and then it's like a commitment to yourself because they're tied on you. They stay on you. They're not coming off, right? It's a matter of self love. It's a matter of setting those goals and intentions. It's a reminder of the promises that you made to yourself when there was nobody else there.
Come
So
on.
this is you, like, I'm like, okay, I'm tracking my weight loss with my waist speed. But here you are eating up a storm. One day, them things are gonna like almost choke you and be like, okay, nobody needs to know that was a commitment but me. But it just reminded you. It reminded you of your goals. My one girlfriend said that's how she knows that her period is coming
Mm-hmm.
because then she gets bloated. My other girlfriend said that's how she knows that she's eating something she wasn't supposed to. So
Mm-hmm.
she's able to go back and say, okay, what did I eat today? I need to take that out of my diet because she got bloated and her waist bead got tight.
Yeah.
So it serves different purposes for different people based on your goals, but you also have to be ready to take that journey, right? If you're not ready to listen to your body, if you're not ready to love your body, if you're not ready to just be concerned about you and be selfish about
Ooh.
you, then don't do this. Because this is one way to be selfish
Come on,
about you,
selfish.
right? And I don't mean it in a mean way, because as women, we are available to everybody else but ourselves.
Come on, talk
We
good.
give of ourselves so willingly, so openly, to the point where sometimes there's nothing left,
Ooh.
right? And we're just at the bottom. It's like, okay, the cup's empty, and people still want to tilt it over to get the very last drop. So it forces you to be selfish, to be conscious. Let's be selfish. And I was talking about this in stories the other day that this year for me, selfish is a word on my vision
I
board
love it.
because I want to be selfish about me so that I can be selfless about what I give out, right? Because if I'm not full, you can't get anything.
That's right.
But if I'm full to the brim, if I'm taken care of, if I'm good mentally, if I'm good physically, if I am able to navigate the chaos of the world, then I can stop and help you out. If I can't, then so just being selfish enough to be selfless is the goal this year.
I'm like, I'm about to start crying. I feel like this was a conversation directed to me on this live, but I'm gonna pull myself together while you tell us where you gonna be at next, so everybody can go get them some.
Oh,
Um, we need to know your upcoming events,
I know, I know.
and your
So
Instagram handle, so folks can follow you while I get myself
my,
together from this preaching.
I apologize. It's okay. I come to gather,
I
not to hurt.
needed, I needed. You don't know how much my soul needed to hear that. And it's so much of the work that I do for other people.
Hmm.
This is my living, right? I am having these conversations. I am telling people to care for themselves. I am telling people all of the things that they need to do. And any clinician out there, we know this. We getting everybody else together, and our house is literally on fucking
On
fire.
fire.
Like, again, I am 40 pounds larger than I've ever been in life. I am on fire, right? I am caring for folks. I am doing all of the things, still trying
Hmm.
to run this business, and like, I am on fire. And just, I'm gonna let you tell us about your upcoming events while I get myself compose myself.
And we're gonna work on getting you wasted if I have to like come to
I'm
your
like,
house.
where am I? Because I ride on your house, baby. I will come to the door. Okay.
I know. I
You know
know.
I'm coming. Um,
So my let me start with my Instagram handle. And it's the handle on pretty much everything. Facebook, TikTok. It is TEMI underscore beads, BEADS. I am I'm really good on Instagram, DMs, all of the above. So feel free to reach out that way. The website is TEMIBEADS.com. So TeMiBeads.com. And I am being more intentional this year than I was in previous years in coming out the gate and doing more pop ups. So typically I would wait till because I'm African. We don't like the cold. So typically I would hibernate. I would hibernate until it got a little warmer. Then I'm like, okay, yes, now I'm ready to be out there. But this year I'm coming right out the gate so that people know where I will be, what I'm doing, and just get their year started off right, right and tight. So this weekend, on Friday, I'm going to be at a production of Alaya with Definition Theater.
hmm.
It's an amazing play. You need to come out and see it. You need to come out and see it. It's posted on my socials. It is actually at the Revival.
Okay.
They're showing through the 26th, but I am at select um production. So I'll be there on Friday at 7 p.m. I will also be there on Sunday at 3 p.m. Let me make sure that I am saying that right. Because everything is on the planner. Yes, I am.
Come on,
So
planners.
so Friday at 7, Sunday at 3. But come and watch the play. It's amazing. It's a journey of self-discovery as well, which is why this just fits with what I'm doing as well. And then on Saturday, there's an event at the Chicago Park District, the Homan Square Park, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to be there from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. So that's
I'm
where I am.
the home and square seniors, I'm gonna tell them because they first of all they spicy. If y'all don't know about them home and square seniors, baby, they is spicy. My auntie used to be one of the ringleaders of the spice. Okay,
Really?
I'm gonna tell them ladies to get it out there, honey. They gonna come and they bedazzle shirts and they gonna give y'all a line dance, baby. They will cut up for you.
I
So
will be red
we gonna
tea.
talk offline about that because I definitely want to invite those lovely ladies out so they can come see you and they probably get all of these because they spicy. Them some spicy.
Oh, I can't wait. I
Baby,
can't
they so
wait.
spicy.
And
Um,
then also, I'm putting, the events that I'm going to be at right up there. I will be a promontory on the 26th, which is something new for me, but it's a night from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. So if you into the nightlife, come
bring
on
me some
out.
coffee. I can't party like that no more. But okay. But I might mess with it because I love you. You know I'm willing to
Come
come out for you.
on. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Oh
So,
my God, this has been such a great conversation and has filled me in ways that you cannot imagine. I am so grateful to you for this conversation. Um, I think, like for those of you who are questioning, how is this Black history? This is Black history because here we sit as two Black women sharing and loving on each other's not only professionally but personally.
yeah.
This is history in the making as these beads, this gift that that is being shared through TeMi beads. Um, this gift is transforming lives. This is changing personal thoughts and feelings about oneself. This is transforming generations to come. This is history
Yes.
in the making. This is the transformation of families, of communities, of nations, essentially. And
Mm,
so, do not get it twisted by any means of the imagination that this is just a business. As Faye said, this is my passion. This is my purpose. This is my drive, and so this is what history in the making is living in your purpose, walking in your joy, and being able to share that gift with others around you. And so for those of you who are on your journey, don't forget to share your gifts with those around you. Do not hold that in, hold it hostage. If God has given you such a gift, please share it and share it completely. Before we wrap up our conversation, I just have um, one question for you,
hmm
and then I will give you the floor to definitely answer the question and give us our final words. Um, what is your hope for the future of this business? What is the future?
Whew. You know, I'm not gonna lie. Like, let's be honest. There is a component of the bag there as well. But even with that component of the bag, I wanted to give more. So when I close my eyes and think about what Tammy Beads could do as it revolves around our journey as women, I see I see a chic storefront, almost boutique, right? Where women can come in and at the door there's tea, there's coffee, there's wine. Maybe we'll put some hard liquor as well. You get to come in with your girlfriends or by yourself. You get to look at the array of waist beads that are available and talk through what your needs are, what you want, get wasted. But then there's also a therapist in the corner somewhere.
Come on, therapist.
There is a massage table if that is what you need that day. There is, a comfortable couch that you could put your feet up. If you just wanted somewhere to get away from everybody, right? Where there's nobody calling your name, nobody calling you mom, nobody asking for dinner, nobody asking questions, like just somewhere where you can get away from the world, to just get yourself together enough, put those parts that the world has pulled apart, put them back together, fill up your cup, right?
Mm.
And then be ready to go take on the world again. That is the space I envision for the future. Where if you needed a massage, go lay down over there. She'll be right up to knock out all those knots from rooter to tutor off of you. Then you could walk in and go talk to the therapist about how can we support what you're dealing with, right? In this moment, is it emergent? Is it not? Is it an acute issue? Is it chronic? Let's talk through it real quick. And then when you're ready to go back and face the world, see you next time.
I love it. A wellness center centered around your waist beat journey,
Your wasted
your
journey.
readiness for healing in this holistic way. I love it and I'm here for it.
Yep.
I know some pretty dope therapists. I mean, I am one too, but
Yes.
um, I'm like, I know my boundaries at this point. Not in the arena for it, but I know some pretty amazing therapists. Um, you has recently though seen you adorn a man.
Yes. Men
I,
ask for waist beads. Like it's not, and it's part of the African culture too. I had to do a little bit of history searching, and they, in some parts of Africa, that is how they show their manhood, is they get wasted,
so for the men
right?
out there, that can be the next product line exclusively to men. Pregnancy, postpartum beads. We
Yes,
come in, we giving y'all
yes.
everything that you need.
I posted one picture. This is a few years ago that I had the opportunity to waste. The first time I had the opportunity to waste a man, and of course I didn't get a picture right then and there. So he sent me a picture when I got home. I almost damn near broke the internet, and I was like, "Okay, people, focus, focus," because the placement of the camera, and that's again where we go into the sensuality versus sexuality, because it was like I mean, I got the pictures. I was like, "Ooh, am I gonna be able to post these?" But I did.
I recall that post actually. I do. I was like, oh, this is what we're doing now. I'm here for it. All the men gets wasted. All of you line up and get wasted. Huh.
That was good.
All right. As we close out our time together again, I deeply value and appreciate this conversation. More than this conversation, though, I deeply value and appreciate you and your friendship, your willingness to love on me and to support me, to show up for me, to answer all of my random questions because I be so random.
The
All of my
feeling.
people know me. My beautician, she be like, "Girl, stop text, sit down." Like, so anyway, to all my people that love on me, thank you so much. It is a pleasure being in relation with you, and I am just so grateful to call you a friend. And I am so proud of the work that you were doing, both
Oh,
professional.
thank
Come on,
you.
doctor, y'all better see that DR in the front. Catch that DR.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And the feeling is mutual, honestly. Like, I almost did not go to that comedy show. I am glad I did. I am, blessed by our friendship. I'm blessed by our conversations. And I truly, truly appreciate the work that you do as well. I appreciate your availability to just pick up the phone or text back or be like, hey, what's going on? And just the way you love on your people as well. So this is huge. I'm honored to be part of this, and thank you, thank you.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We definitely appreciate having you. Next week, join us for Roshan Bowens. He is going to come to us next
Ooh,
week, and he is going to talk about. Ro is a former educator, former ball player turned social emotional learning specialist turned school leader. Now he is a principal, and he'll be joining us next week talking about his leadership journey. Again, my name is Tanisha Jointer, founder of Invested Consulting Firm. You can follow us at Invested Consulting Firm on Instagram. And this is Black History in the Making. And I thank you so much for being with us. If you have not already, please follow Timmy Beats at Timmy Beats on Instagram, Facebook, and all of the platforms. I love you and I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a great day, everybody.